Hi everyone, this is Jana. So here we go. The first episode to the series that I have that I'm trying to explain what is sound and what have I learned. We're going to start off with what is the definition of location sound. I went to an WIF meeting, which is Women in Film meeting, more than 15 years ago. And when they were mentioning about people's roles and asking what is it that you do, I went ahead and yelled out location sound. And I kid you not that they said what afterwards, and the person next to me said location and sound. And I said, no, it's one word. Location sound. Location sound is a sound team. Let's go ahead and go into what goes into a location sound team and what is the purpose of location sound. Location sound is to try to grab all of the dialogue on set as cleanly as possible. However, you have a lot of environmentals, especially when you shoot outside, that can affect the dialogue that you're trying to capture. But you try the best that you can, as cleanly as you can, with the tools that you have and the tools that you rent, besides the expertise that is also on your team. The location sound team on larger shoots consists of a sound mixer, boom operator, and a sound utility. Now I'm just going to read this to you so you know what it is. From sound mixer Chris Newman of the original French Connection, it was an Oscar talk 40 years in sound for film. The sound mixer is to record all the dialogue on set as cleanly as possible. The sound mixer, they are supposed to collect the sound and make notations of what is the scene and the take, and also what are the lavs, what is the boom track, so everything as cleanly as possible. The boom operator. We're going to go into what it does a boom operator fully do, but I'll give you a slight bit within this episode, but we're going to actually have a full episode on boom operators later. The boom operator, or what is now being called the first assistant sound, is a sound representation on set. Besides that, they are trying to grab the dialogue as cleanly as possible with the boom. The boom actually has a better round sound to it that actually sounds like a normal person. As you can tell with this microphone, you can actually hear there is a very large difference to it than if I didn't have the microphone on as well. But then you also will hear the space. While this microphone, this lav, is actually picking up as trying to do a clear pattern as possible, but you also have the rustle of the sound on the clothing. The boom is able to get sound clearer than what a lav can get. The boom operator works very closely with the sound mixer. They're almost bosom buddies because they need to be able to communicate as clearly as possible in order to do like a tag team. Can they get the person walking from, like, let's say 5 miles away, coming in as a runner before hitting in? Most likely not. That's where the lav will come in, which is what the sound utility does. The boom operator also has to work closely with not just the camera operators for where is the visual line is. I'll use this as an example. So they will go ahead and say, where is, okay, that is the top of the frame. They move it up, and then they can still get the clear signal. They also work with lighting so that they can actually not have any shadows up against the wall. Because if you put a boom in, there is a chance that you're seeing a shadow depending on how many lights there are. Is it a hard light or a soft light? But again, I'm going too much into boom operating when we need to continue on with the other definitions. Sound utility. In Europe and also starting to become in the States, the sound utility is called the second assistant sound. The sound utility is a representation of sound to the actors and also works closely with the wardrobe department as well as props, depending on if props has wearable props that they need to be aware of. That will affect where the microphone goes, as well as to the wardrobe if there is a difficult wardrobe. They try to make sure that the lav is clean as possible. However, there are a lot of wardrobes that makes it almost impossible to be able to make it as clean as possible. However, they work closely with the sound mixer as well as the boom operator to make sure that the sound is as clean as possible. The sound mixer and the boom operator actually might have tricks of the trade to be able to try to help fix the lav so it will sound as clear as possible. So this is the main job of what is the sound utility. The sound utility also has to bring the carts to the stages, has to get sides, pass out context to the designated people at the appropriate times, prepare all wires that are going to be used, prep both boom poles because you have the boom operator's boom pole and your own boom pole that you have to do. Sorry, that's me. Communicate with wardrobe, as we already know, as well as the wearable props. We're also supposed to know where are we supposed to take the carts and knowing which stages we're either going to or what are the locations that we're going to be going to. Then you also have to charge the walkie batteries, as well as make sure that the batteries that are being used on the cart are all prepped, ready to go. It's a lot that the sound utility gets to do. This is where a new position starts coming in. The new sound position that is coming in, there are actually two of them. The first one, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that there is, with Local 695 of IATSE, a sound trainee position. However, the sound trainee position is to learn on set only and do mundane tasks. The mundane tasks are charging walkie batteries, prepping the wire, making sure that they're batteried, all set, ready to go. Check, make sure all batteries are charged if you use rechargeable batteries. And that's basically it. They can go get sides. I think they could pass out context after when the utility passes out the context. Other than that, the sound trainee is not allowed to run anything whatsoever. It not only takes away a job, but that is not the description of what a sound trainee is supposed to do. They are supposed to learn. The other position that I was told on the last show I had just worked on for 2.5 seasons, that the fourth position on the sound team is the video assist. The video assist not only does their job in putting up the TV monitors everywhere, they are communication between camera and sound, as in to make sure that sound gets a video image of what is being shot, and making sure that if they use like a Teradek system, where are these antennas placed all over. This can come into a problem when, let's say, a sound mixer moves their cart out of range from the antenna. The video assist has to be on top of it to be ready to move that antenna wherever the sound mixer goes so that they can have a clear image. But if a video assist is needed on set, they can boom as a third boom if it is necessary. And that is basically it for this episode. This is what is location sound. The next one will be my fun one, location scout reporting, as in what is the report that I make for myself when I am a sound mixer or boom op, to be able to say, okay, here's the script and what is going to happen. I actually will go into all of that, but this one is just what is the definition of a location sound team. And we'll go into boom operator and also the new rule that just happened on the recent contract. Quite excited by this. And then we're also going to go into what is a utility. The utility will actually have 3 videos to it because I don't think I could fit it into one. Might be 2 if I'm able to narrow it down. But I hope you enjoy. I know this is a little bit boring on the, what do you want to call it, definitions. And it's a very skimmy definitions, but I hope you enjoy. All right, talk to you later.